playing sports and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, you little fuckers.
Yeah. And if you push them too hard, then they stop liking it. Like
That's it.
They'll stop liking it.
So I grew up wrestling. I grew up in Ohio, and it's like wrestling. So many guys, you know, were like, top level. They're like, I fucking hate wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you're incredible. They're like, I don't only here because Dad wants me to.
Dad,
be here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Grandpa says I had to come.
Yeah.
Like there's a
difference between the ones that want it and the ones that don't. You know, and the ones that don't, but they still are really good because they're forced almost.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. My nephew went to state as a freshman, like the first one in his school to do it, and so he's sophomore this year, and he's like, I fucking hate it. But his dad is like, you're gonna wrestle, you're gonna
be me,
you're gonna do, right? Like, and he had that success, you know, right away doing it. So then, you know, Dad and my sister's even more like, you're gonna do it.
Yeah, you want your kids to be better than you for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
you always want to be a monster.
But there's also a point where it's like, you know, they got to have their own life too. Like, like I can't dictate what my son's gonna do with the rest of his life.
Right.
I hope.
Right.
Makes the right choices
together. Yeah, that's it. Like, and that's
the Marines are gonna make him a man anyway. Or what does he want to go in?
Yeah.
Marines or what? Army? Air Force? Yeah.
That'd be a smart idea. I would definitely, if anybody comes to me and they ask, hey, what do we do? Air Force.
Why?
Because you get the same pay and it's easier. Not only, I mean, okay, easier, relative. However, it's less bullshit, right? You get more out of the military if you go through the Air Force. The facilities are better, like way better. You want to talk about like barracks rooms, dude? In the Marine Corps, we get all the fucking, you know, abandoned shit basically, right? Air Force is like brand new apartment buildings and shit. You know, they can actually have like a, you know, hot plate and shit. Marine, no, you can't even have a fucking toaster in your shit. No, fire hazard. It's just ridiculous. And then all the standards are great. I love high standards and holding myself to a higher standard. However, there are certain things in terms of as a Marine, right? When you show up, it is, hey, proper greeting of the day. Good morning, Sergeant. Good morning, you know, with the rank involved, right? Air Force are like, hey, what's up, Chad? Hey, yo, Steve. And, you know, it's like the commanding officer, like the highest rank in the fucking squadron, walks in the door. In the Marine Corps, it's attention on deck, bam. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, fucking, you know, commanding officer, whoever on deck, bam, you know? Air Force is like, oh, John, what's up, dude? Hey, how was your weekend? Was it cool? You know, it's a whole different vibe in the Air Force. You get paid the fucking same. I just feel like you come out, I don't know, a little bit more primed for the other side.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Too, probably.
Does it make sense? Like
emotionally damaged.
Pretty much, you know, but I mean, there are certain things about the Marine Corps that that are beneficial. However,
it makes you a monster.
Different mindset.
He's like super immature coming out of high school. Went to the Marines.
Yeah.
Came out like, okay, the kid's gonna make it.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's
fucking wild.
Not gonna just totally screw himself up, right?
Yeah. He ain't a piece of shit no more. Actually, he has direction. Holy fuck! I didn't think that was gonna happen.
He's gonna make it. You know?
Yeah.
I don't have to sit and watch over.
I was kind of worried.
They make men, I guess.
Anyway,
they make men.
Hey, yo,
we're here.
Another episode. The Warrior Talk. Yo, Matt Brown.
Yep.
Dustin Holly, your two co-hosts. We have Mr. Leo Maxey. Thank you for coming out here. IFBB Pro. I mean, are you retired? You gonna retire? Stay retired?
I'm retired.
You just done no more. No more.
Only be one of the other.
Yeah,
okay.
Once you
IFBB Pro, retired NPC judge. This guy, expediter.
IFBB judge.
Sorry. IFBB judge. Well, hey, then if that is true, then you better change that on your Instagram because it says NPC judge.
You need to check it again.
All right, here we go. So what do I get if it says NPC judge?
He probably just looked at this.
What does it say? Go ahead. Hey, no. What do you? Yeah, IFBB Pro Judge. What is right underneath it?
Well, I'm still an NPC judge as well.
Right. So how am I lying? No, I'm not lying. You're still.
You misstated that.
There is another portion of. He's an IFBB NPC judge.
You've twisted.
Semantics, brother. We're semantics. Anyways, thank you for coming all the way out here. We've been trying to get you on this show for a while. It's awesome to have you, man.
Yeah, unfortunately, this place was shut down when we had him booked, which was 2 weeks ago, and it was Eric's fault. because they didn't let us know, but it's okay.
I'll let you know.
No, the day of, but it's okay. The weekend before. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Friday before. Okay.
The second I found
Okay. No, it's okay. No worries. But we got you on, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely.
As we were talking before, right? You're a busy ass guy. You're busy as hell.
Very.
My question is, how do you find time to balance everything, right? You're a dad, you have a wife, you work a full-time job, you go to these shows on the weekend. We talked about this. We all pretty much have 2 weeks, maybe 1 week over the next 14 weeks. So how do you balance all that?
I mean, it's coordination and support, and then it's prioritizing everything on top of that. My wife is amazing. She supports me in doing everything that I'm doing, for the judging is just like competing in a way. Like, you got to show up all the time, everything you can possibly do, and that's giving up time to be with her. It's giving up time to be with my kid. It's time away from doing all those things. And like, she's like, there's a goal. There's something you're chasing. You need to go do that. There's times I'm like, I don't want to drive to Orlando. Right?
I
don't want to fight I-4 traffic, drive into all that bullshit for
hate Orlando.
an hour or two to go do a posing seminar. Like, does anybody care if I'm there? Like, she's like, you need to go. You need to do that, right? But it's prioritizing. Like, Tim Gardner asked me to go to Chicago Pro to go and be the head expediter there. Well, I have a job, right? Like, that pays the bills like we talked about.
Yep.
I can't be gone right in the middle of my quarter end to go for 3 days in Chicago. So I have to prioritize, and there's things you have to say no to. There's things you have to say yes to. I can't take off on vacation with my wife and kids whenever I want to. Like, I need to prioritize different things at different times.
Yeah.
Sometimes the work has to be the priority, and I'm sorry, bodybuilding's got to take a step aside. The reason why I kind of made the transition away from competing over to judging was, when you're in that chase and you're prepping and you're competing, like, especially in the IFBB, you're going for your pro card. It doesn't matter. Like, you are in it.
Yes.
Right? Like, everything else just kind of has to fall to the side.
You have to be.
And I met my wife when I was chasing my pro card. My first national show, we had only been dating for like 3 months. And I wasn't sure what, was I going to keep going, competing, doing any of this stuff? Her ski was my coach. He's like, we're going to go to nationals. We're going to do this. I'm like, okay, I'm going to show up. I'm going to be last call out. I'll say, fuck this and move on. Well, then I go and I'm holding center up until the last turn. Miss my pro card by 1 spot.
Oof, that's the rough one.
But I'm like, holy shit.
I belong.
I can do this.
You have
I actually belong.
I'm right here. And so from then on, it's like, I put
Ton
everything into going to that national show. Then it was like, holy shit, now I'm digging a little bit deeper. I can give even more. But the whole time, here's my wife who has no idea about bodybuilding before she met me. Like, I'm just dragging her along.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, she kind of took a little bit of a backseat. After the next year, I went and did the Arnold Classic. And my 40th birthday was the same day as the show. So I worked with a guy who was a pretty well-known coach, but he's a douchebag, to say the least.
Who was it?
Yeah. Put it out there.
Who was it?
His first name's Cash. We'll leave it at that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I got you.
So we go and do the show, and like, he thought I was going on Thursday night. I'm going on Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So he pressed me for the wrong day. Like, I'm traveling, have a quarter end close.
Yeah.
So I'm doing my work at the same time, fighting with people in Singapore, going into the show.
Oh, man.
And then it's like, it's just shitty weather. Like, I was just, could pull my hair out. I was so stressed out, right? And my wife, I didn't know this, like, orders a birthday cake, has like our hotel room all decorated, like, calls all my family. I'm from Ohio, so they all come down.
Yeah.
Like, goes over the top for my 40th birthday. I was so stressed and so pissed and so worked up over the show. Like, I took 6th. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, why did, all this shit goes on, and I take 6th, and I'm fighting for my pro card, like, all this stuff, and took it out on her.
I know.
So you know, what's her response? Why am I here? Like, what am I doing with you? Why are we doing this?
Yeah. And you guys were married at that point?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm not even married yet.
Gotcha.
So, you know, come back home, I'm like, I need to reprioritize my life. Like, it can't all be competing. It can't all be that, you know, it's never going to be all my job. Like, you know, I work to live, not live to work kind of thing. But it was a lesson that taught me I need to reprioritize, you know. It can't be all of one thing.
Yeah.
I can't just do the family thing because I need something from me. That's where bodybuilding and competing comes from. I need to do my job, pay the bills, do all that stuff. But I need to give my wife and my kids their time too.
So it was that moment during the Arnold Classic, or you were going for your pro card at that point. Okay. But you then went, okay. So, I mean, the question that I was going to ask you, was that the crossroads of your retirement? But apparently you continued to keep going and get your pro card, right? So eventually, right?
So 2017 was my first national show.
Gotcha.
Third. I came around to the next year.
Yeah.
And the only reason I jumped into the Arnolds because it was hometown.
Right.
40th
Family.
birthday,
Yeah.
Family.
Got you.
I'm like,
Makes sense.
it would be awesome. But at the time too, like there was 40 guys in my class.
It's a lot, yeah.
You know, there was 50 in the A class. I mean, the Arnold, I went to the Arnold this year and they had 6 dudes.
What? That's
Like,
crazy, bro.
Like there's nobody at the Arnold now.
Exactly. And I think it's like top 3 in the Arnold, right? Get their pro card, or like 1 gets their pro card in the Arnold.
I don't know. That's a great question.
What is the overall?
It's just overall.
Straight up.
Overall, it might be the top. It might be the top.
It's like the top 2 or 3, yeah.
Something
Exactly.
like that. So it was like, you know what? I'm gonna go there. You know,
See how it goes.
if I can get into that top 5, that would be.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Dude, I'm 40 years old. I'm going into the Arnold. It's one of the biggest shows of the year. Like if I can go in there and take like top 4, top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm happy with that.
That'd be sick.
And you got 6th.
And I got 6 with
which is
all
good.
the other bullshit that
Yeah. Dude, my gosh.
So what show did you turn pro at?
Masters and Nationals.
Okay, wow. So you did in California?
No,
Was it not in California at that time?
Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay.
The teen collegiate
Got you.
Masters.
Okay. So you turned pro there. You did how many pro shows?
So, Tampa Pro was my first one. So I went from 2018 to 2022. I probably did 3 or 4 shows a year. So, 12, 13, 15 shows.
Yeah.
Shows.
Wow. So you did 13, 15 pro shows? Wow. What was your best placing?
I took 4th a couple times in Masters and the Open.
Nice.
16th.
Yeah. So at some point you realize, okay, I'm a little bit older now.
Yeah.
I don't want to put my body through all this. I don't want to put my family through all this. Yeah. So you made that transition over to become a judge, right?
Yeah.
When did you start judging?
I started judging in 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was already to the point where I was just kind of like, I'm not. Well, and there wasn't as many master shows. Even as recent as 2022, there was like 3 master shows you could do.
Yep.
So I went and did all the big shows for the experience of going out and doing it and meeting everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, just having a great time with it, really, more than anything else. But getting your ass kicked.
Yeah, that doesn't feel good.
Doesn't feel good.
Again, it
Like,
doesn't
man.
feel good. So it was kind of like, and this is great. I love being a part of it. I don't want to stop doing that. And then I'm, 44. I'm like, dude, I don't want to keep taking a bunch of PEDs.
No, I know.
All that stuff. And I was always ultra conservative with that stuff. But, but it's still, there's a point like, man, everybody's getting bigger.
You got to push it a
Everybody's
little
getting
bit
better.
every once in a while.
You just keep going, you keep going. So I was like, okay. Like I started showing up to like some of the posing seminars and stuff like that, and getting more involved with like Tim Gardner. So, kind of just branching out and getting more involved with everything else going around the bodybuilding world. So then 2022, I judged Mel Chansey's and Tim Gardner's Champion Muscle April of that year.
Yeah.
What year? 2022?
2022.
Did Alice compete in that one? I think Alice was that one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was her first show, and that was my first show judging.
Wow.
And then at that time, you could still judge and compete at the same time. So I was kind of like flirting around with the idea of, well, maybe. And then they announced the Masters Olympia might be coming back. So then I'm kind of like, well, maybe
You're telling me there's a chance.
right? And then, you know, I start talking to more people, and more people are like, yeah, there's more master shows that are going to start rolling out, right? Like all this stuff's going to happen. But I just kept getting more intertwined with, you know, Tim Gardner, a lot of the promoters around Florida, Ty and Joanna Poe, Deke Warner, you know, Stacy and all, like everybody, just getting more entwined in that community. And, you know, David Herskovich was my coach, you know, all the way through. I turned pro with him. He's one of the best judges in the world.
Yep.
I
would agree.
Right?
I agree with that. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, little shout out to you guys, man. Florida has the best judges. I'm not gonna lie. Like David judges it how you need to judge it because he judges like from the Olympia standard, right?
Yeah.
You can't just like, and there is a big discrepancy between us and up north. Like it is massive. Yeah. We'll get into all that, but we'll get into all that. You know what I'm saying?
But it was kind of like, you know, just feeding off what you said, the knowledge in Florida is second to none.
Nobody.
And when it is a damn hard circle to get into.
Yeah. Why do you
really get involved with those people and really be like part of that group is hard.
Why?
So when everybody's like, all right, well, let's take you in, and they're willing to take the time to teach you and show you, and
kind of have
part
to.
of that circle. I'm like,
all right, cool. I'm all in. Yeah.
this isn't even a decision. Like,
Right.
So why do you think I asked that question at the seminar? You know what I mean? That last question. What makes Florida bodybuilding the best in the world?
I mean,
exactly. Come on, man. It's awesome here.
the Olympia judges just
Yeah.
in Florida.
I know.
Every show
Everybody's
you
here.
go to, let me judge.
Exactly. There's not a show you'll go to in Florida where you don't have at least 2 IFBB pro judges.
Yeah.
And probably at least 1 Olympia judge.
Agreed.
Right? Like go anywhere else in the country and you will not have that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We went to Iron Life over in Daytona, a small show.
Small
Right?
show.
I was a judge. Deb Callahan's a judge. Deke's a judge. You got
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah.
3 IFBB shows.
Absolutely.
Judges at a 60-person show.
Yeah.
Like, where else are you going to get that?
Right. It really does. It's a blessing for us because we get it, but it's almost like a curse for everyone else. Like, I don't think you understand how bad the judging actually is in other places. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, Dustin, I think I robbed at the first show. We know why. You know, we know why. He talks some shit. You know, we
talk
we're
any shit, first of all.
We're moving past
Okay.
it. But again, man, like I've been up shows up north, right? Like the show was at Connecticut Grand Prix or whatever. The worst judging I've ever fucking seen, bro. And it, like, I know we're gonna talk about politics a little bit, but I think it was politics. There's no way. It's so blindly apparent that this person should have won that it's like it should have just been done, right? But judging is subjective, right?
It is.
Right.
It is subjective.
I really like the
and
Denver judges.
well, it's because you won.
You know
But here's the thing. I gotta say, it's not only that he won. I knew when they were first bringing people out, and within that first call out, I knew what they were going for. Right? They were going for conditioning. I knew it. Like I think you have to be conditioned to win a show, in my opinion. In pretty much any division, bikini, soft, really bikini, even in fit model, they want some conditioning, right?
Yeah.
So once I saw them started going that way, I knew the judging panel was good, and I do got to say they were pretty good. But it ain't Florida, bro. You know?
No, true. It's not Florida.
Florida.
Absolutely.
Florida's
but
the
I'm
best.
just saying that the different judges that I've seen outside of our state, definitely Denver. I felt like when I was watching them judge and who they were choosing, I was like, okay, that's fair.
You got to look at the volume of shows we have in Florida too.
Yeah, we have
Every weekend.
Right. So I'm constantly looking at athletes.
Exactly.
And in my case, you know, chasing to become an IFBB judge, like I'm watching tape of shows.
Yeah.
Like I'm streaming every show I can see. I'm watching everything constantly. Just
So when you're intaking this stuff and you're there, are you actually like judging like you would?
Yeah.
Practicing? Yeah.
So one of the things I did with David was like you can't sit at the table, right? Like because it there can't be any confusion about who's judging the show.
Yep.
Okay.
So when you're testing, you have to sit back from the table.
Right.
You're officially part of
Exactly.
that, right?
Copy.
So I would go to Dave and I'd be like, Dave, print me out sheets. So I get the full roster of everybody's going, and I'm right there. I'm doing it, judging it live at the same time it's going.
Yeah.
Because that's what it takes.
Exactly.
Like it's just like anything else. You got to practice.
Repetition.
Stuff, right?
Repetition.
In Florida, we have the opportunity every week. If you want to be a good judge and you want to excel, there's opportunity.
That's what I was saying.
Everywhere to do it.
Yes.
You go to Connecticut or you go, you know,
Wisconsin.
even out to Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Or Wisconsin, whatever. Like you might have 4 shows a year.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to drive to those 4 shows across God knows, the state. And then that's all I'm going to see live.
Yep.
Yeah.
In Florida, I could go to a show every single weekend. And I think that feeds part of it too.
Yeah.
We have a small circle of judges, right? A core group that are pretty much at every show, and they're judging every week. They're constantly seeing bodies. They're constantly seeing a lot of IFBB pros coming through. And think about the IFBB pros that we have just in the Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane.
We have Mr. Olympia.
I mean,
there.
the amount of pro shows that we have here is insane, and that's why I'm running all the pro shows here. I love the fact that I can stay here in Florida and I can run like 5 shows if I really wanted to, and without leaving the state.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
And I think it keeps us sharp.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're pushed. And judging is competitive too.
Yeah,
If you
absolutely.
think that I don't want to judge every damn show that's out there, you're crazy. But guess who else wants to judge every other show that's
Exactly.
out there, right? So I'm going to do whatever it takes for me to be the best judge that I can be. And that's going to shows. It's watching streams. It's looking at the pictures. It's driving down to Boca when, there's nothing in it other than me getting better.
Yep.
Like those are the things that happen in Florida. That I don't know if they happen in Wisconsin.
They definitely don't.
I don't think
No,
that they
absolutely
would,
not.
But I don't know.
Not like us, not the vast majority. But, as a judge, man, we definitely have some questions for you.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Of course. That's why we're here, right? Big reason, besides we love you. I think, how much do you reward like hard work, right? When you get a person on stage and you see they busted their ass, they came in shape, and then you see a soft girl that might fit it a little bit better, I feel like a lot of the times you guys are rewarding like the person who did a little more work. How much is hard work and conditioning? How much does that mean to you?
It's very.
So
Let's hear it. Come on.
So you got to judge the criteria.
Absolutely.
Like that's gonna be
That's number
first,
one, the
right?
standard.
Like genetics player, I can get fucking shredded because my genetics allow me to do that, but I don't have the structure, the density and the roundness that Dustin has. Like I'll never look like Dustin, but I could get peeled out of my mind. Does that mean that Dustin worked less than I worked, or I worked, more than Dustin? No. A part of that is genetics. I mean, that's why you have to kind of fall back on the criteria.
Right. Well, let's just
So-
say we take the
so-
carbon copy. Let's say we take
Okay.
Leo twice. You cheated the whole fucking time. This person didn't. Who are you respecting more? Black and white.
Like personally, of course, I want the conditioned person to win
Yes.
because I know that they killed themselves to look like that.
Exactly.
I can give you a perfect example. We did Mel Chancey's Harbor Classic last year,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
In wellness.
Okay. Susie.
Yep.
Yep.
You remember this?
Of course.
So
I did not
she
agree
came
with
Oh
this. but
my
it's okay.
God.
Okay.
I want to talk about it. Susie got you on this.
I
one.
actually saw her on the treadmill like 2 weeks ago. No, a week ago.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. Let's
hear
go.
it.
I was talking to her.
So Susie came in peeled out of her mind.
Yes. Absolutely.
Like guy or girl, best conditioning in the show.
Yes.
I would agree.
By far.
Yep.
Okay. So when she came out and she got in her back pose, you could see complete separation up and down her hamstrings. You could see deep lines in her glutes. Like it was like carved out of stone. Every single thing that she presented was carved out of stone. Like you turn around in her quads, you could see the lines in her quads, abs. I mean, by far the best, right? That's not the criteria. What's the criteria for wellness? A little bit softer lines, but not deep, striated lines anywhere in your body. Separation in the glute and the hamstring tie-in, but not deep separated lines.
Right.
So she doesn't fit the criteria. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the other girl,
He knows about the rip. Keep going.
the other girl, okay,
Yeah.
the other girl brings a little bit softer package. She's balanced. Glutes match the hamstrings match the quads. She's proportionally larger down below than she is up top. Personally, which did I like? I like Sue's. I'm like,
Wow.
when she came down and I got her feedback, I was like, go eat a hamburger, go to North America's and win your pro card.
Yeah.
And I've talked to her multiple times since then and said the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like what you brought, like you can't say it's too good. It just doesn't fit the criteria. What you brought was amazing, but it doesn't fit the criteria.
Let me ask you something, okay? Because this is fun. I'm glad. Okay. So I think that Susie has all the muscle, right?
Oh yeah.
All the muscle. Structure, wellness, let's be honest, okay? The other girl was half the size, has half the muscle, has softness, yes, but she put on national stage getting dogged. Last place. You put Susie on stage, she's still getting third, even being that shredded, right? Fourth, being that shredded.
Soften her up a bit.
So my question to you is, why were you guys harder on her than you were on the soft girl who didn't have the muscle? In my eyes, I would have been like, instead of proving a point, me personally, you can go on this one, I would have given Susie the win, but then said, hey, look, you were way too hard here. We could have docked you. But I think when I was looking, Susie easily deserved the win. It wasn't even close, actually. I disagree for a long time on this one. It wasn't even close. But because she has the muscle to go pro, right? You could have given her the win, like, hey, look, you were too hard, but that girl had no muscle and had no glutes. Yeah, she was soft, but that doesn't mean she deserved to win. You know what I'm saying? So why were you that hard on her conditioning and not hard on the other girl for not having the size, not having the conditioning, and being soft? That's my question.
Because she wasn't that soft.
Well, I disagree. You know what I'm saying?
But wellness is also not just about size.
Yeah, no.
It's not about the biggest. It's not about the biggest one out there.
No, you're right. Absolutely.
Like I went to Girl Power, and there was some big girl. Like I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know, but size isn't the only criteria.
No.
Susie will get her pro card.
Oh, she will.
Well, I just seen her. Actually, she
went to
got
Junior
third or
USA.
fourth at Junior USA.
Mark her down. Like I've talked to her multiple times before, and told her the exact same thing. You just came too hard. Your presentation has to change. You've got the muscle. You are wellness.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
But you still have to fit the criteria.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's 5 judges, and there's arguments at the table.
Yeah.
I'll give you another example. Just at the Champion Muscle this year in bikini.
Yeah.
You came up right after the show, and you're like, what happened?
Well, that was a little bit different.
But no, it's not.
We agreed, right?
Thing.
We were on the same path.
We agreed.
Yeah, we agreed.
But it's the same conversation, right?
Yeah.
Like my argument was that the other girl
Was bikini.
she looks like giant shoulders.
You're talking about the one that won
glutes,
the one that won the
won.
yes. Okay, sorry, Big Sir, but I'm gonna be honest. Like I had Kylie winning. That was the other girl. She was the one that she just had the bikini look, right? But here's the thing, right? Perfect example. Thank you for bringing this up. Okay, you rewarded a little more condition for her. She was peeled. She was big. She was almost like borderline figure up top, right? The whole judging panel. She won. Okay, what happened at nationals?
She got smoked.
She got ripped.
Why? But here's the thing. You guys gave her the overall. So you gave her the false thing, like, hey, look, you're this good, go to whatever. She went to got smoked. Kylie, if you put Kylie on stage, who's doing better at nationals?
Kylie's small. She's too small.
But she's still going to do better than the other guy, in my opinion, because she has the shape. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, wasn't in last call out.
Well, she was like, fifth. She and I don't want to say that she's not good because she is so fucking good.
She's good.
But it's like exactly what you said. You have to fit the criteria, right?
So this is why you have 5 judges, right? And this happens. I drive Hersky crazy.
Yeah.
Because I'm the one there. I'm making the counter argument.
Yeah.
Yes.
My argument, and we did it again this past weekend at Deke's show.
Oh no.
We had another argument,
Yeah.
and the argument: who's going to look better on a national stage?
Yes.
Who fits that?
Yeah.
Right. We can only judge what's there. I can't project who's going to do better at nationals. All I can do is judge what's in front of me, and I can make the argument and lay it out. For example, with Hersky, okay, with the bikini, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm running down the list. Shoulders are too big, doesn't fit. Glutes are too small, legs are overpowering. She's not tight enough. Okay, to me, that's not the bikini look.
Right.
The way from where I was sitting and looking at her, she had a wide waist. Her posing is not good. I was like, there's no way in hell I'm putting her in first, right?
Yeah.
The other girl comes out. I'm like, she looks like bikini.
Yes.
The argument is she's too small. Yep, she's too small. Her presentation made her look more narrow. She wasn't keeping her abs under control. She was letting them go and it made it loose. So I'm arguing with Hersky. Natty Shack's on the other side making his argument to Hersky. Then you got the 2 judges outside of that who also have their own opinion and we're kind of, what do you think? What do you think? But I mean, this is all happening in
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Yeah. So let me go ahead.
Just to basically go on like the subjectivity of the whole judging thing. Honestly, I loved fucking Sophia's look, and that's just me. So when I looked at her, I was like,
I like conditioning.
Right, absolutely. So, but I'm looking at her and I'm like, yo, dude, Soph, you fucking look amazing. Like, and for me, I was like, she won. And again, I'm looking at the other girl and I'm thinking she's too small.
Yeah.
Right. So there's my thoughts there. Do I think that Soph I think she's like borderline wellness. I think that she could potentially just her leg. You think figure?
Because she gets peeled.
Dude, she can. And she definitely could potentially do that. And who knows? Maybe if she
I've seen her
I've never seen her in figure. She's going to see it. She's absolutely going to see it. But this is honestly great criteria and in a way to kind of like
I want to ask
get better. You want to get better? Let's fucking listen up.
I mean, this is what I see.
Seriously.
And that's it. And if you come and ask me, what do I see? Like, I'm going to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
Right?
You should
and
be.
I'm going to tell you, this is the criteria. I see it.
Yeah.
When I look at the Olympia stage, this is the top 5. This is what I see out of them. This is what I see out of you. You can either be butthurt about it, or you can keep working to get to that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give 2 shits about any, like,
absolutely.
Stage. Like,
and check it out.
Reward you for that.
To be fair, right? And through all this, I just competed this weekend. You saw me compete. Give me your criteria. What you didn't get to see it? Oh, okay.
Well, give me a second.
I didn't see your trophy.
Oh, okay. I thought you saw it. Dang. All right.
I think this is fun. Okay, this is my big thing. Okay, Kylie was in the middle. There was 5 girls. I'm pretty sure. I know she was in the middle. It was an uneven number. Okay, Kylie was in the middle.
Yeah.
Sophia was on the edge.
Yeah.
What happened when you guys walked off stage? That's how it was. Kylie was winning. Something happened between prejudging and finals. I know it was a big argument. Something happened. Give me a rundown, man. What happened, bro? Why did we move Sophia up?
No, she was in first.
Who was?
Soph.
Then why wasn't she in the middle then?
Because
doesn't
as David explained when we had him on the podcast, he said that, right?
But it's been rare that happens.
Right, absolutely.
But it happens.
Yeah.
Like, if we decided we have a winner, I want to see who's second, third.
Yeah.
I want to see who's third and fourth. Like, we'll move people around to take a better look at it. Like, if it's really close and we're kind of debating where everybody goes, like, we're going to move people around. Tim has some great stories about this, moving. It was like a contender for the Olympia title, and I can't remember which one, but like put him out on the edge and left him there and moved everybody else around. And then the guy came up to Tim afterwards. He's like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
Tim's like, "Well, what?
I can do what I want."
Exactly.
Yeah, this is my show.
It's fine. And then after the show, Tim's like, "Well, like, you're clearly in first. Like, I don't need to judge you. I don't need to see you. I need to see everybody else." So things like that happen. So just because she was on the end,
right?
Like, we went to lunch. And we were looking at pictures during lunch.
I knew something. I know you were a bitch because I heard about it.
I was like, there is no way.
Yeah, but check it out from the athlete's perspective, okay, and just kind of seeing as it would be for that guy being left on the edge, knowing that he worked so fucking hard. Just toss him in the middle, fucking 1 time, so to reduce his cortisol levels. Guys, come on.
Problem.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. But see, it's either that or they're just testing the fuck out of you and seeing if you're gonna break.
That's the thing.
But what if he did? So okay, you clear winner on the outside. You know for a fact that he's there. I don't need to judge you. Let's judge everybody else. And then he fucking fades or he gets down on himself and now he's not posing. What now? Are we then rejudging? Or are we going to bring him over here and see if he livens up? So what are we doing?
If he comes back in the finals,
that happened before. Bodybuilding, right?
Yeah, how do you know he just like, oh, fuck, I lost. And I'm going to eat everything. Fuck this. I don't care.
Well, they'll come back. That's why they do confirmation, right?
Sometimes.
You line everybody back up. In the IFBB, they're going to do a confirmation.
Oh, they'll absolutely do confirmation.
But in
for sure.
I've seen it done. They've rejudged classes in that.
I've seen that. I've seen that.
We've rejudged them. And I was arguing to rejudge Kylie and Sophie.
I would have loved to see that.
Lunch. So I'm arguing with Natty Shack and David while we're eating hamburgers and over lunch. And Phil break out the pictures.
So who did he say then? Who did Natty Shack say will?
Natty Shack wanted
Sophie to win. So okay, so it really is,
bro.
It's tough because when I'm a judge, when you see Sophia, she has all the muscle to do it, right?
Great.
All she did was really soften her up and downsize a little bit, right? Kylie did need to grow a little bit, I think. Because she was,
So Sophie's doesn't have the glutes.
yeah.
She doesn't.
Well,
she doesn't
yeah.
fit together, right? When you see in her back pose, her legs overwhelm her glutes. Like in her front pose, she doesn't present it well. Sometimes from where I'm just sitting left.
Yeah,
of
off
center,
to the side.
right?
Yeah, that's like the worst spot for her
No,
pose.
I'm just left of center.
Okay,
And when I'm looking up, she's got a thick ass waist because of the way she poses and presents it.
Yeah.
I'm arguing with Natty Shack. I'm like, there's no separation between her glute and her hamstring because her glute is underdeveloped, her quad and hamstring's overdeveloped. She came into check-ins.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's up with those shoulders?
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah. She has figure shoulders.
You're
Honestly impressive.
Shoulders.
Like, she would do some work
it's
in
great.
figure.
So
Yeah.
go be figure.
Yeah. I respect
But-
it.
but
I told
don't-
Big Star the same thing. I said, bro.
But you don't. But you're
So-
you're moving yourself away from the
So
bikini.
I talked to him and he says they want to do wellness. What do you think?
Who?
Sophia.
Hell no.
You know, so I said
At
figure.
all?
I said figure without even question.
Figure.
Because you know why?
She doesn't have the glutes.
The girl is insane. Her conditioning that fucking she can get in. That's her not even trying to get conditioned. Bro.
She'd be wild in the
Wild
bro.
and figure. But here's the thing. Okay, now I want to get back to the moral, right? I feel like sometimes the judges are too hard on like, you're way too conditioned, even though this person looks like absolute shit. You're way too conditioned. So we're going to be so hard on you and almost to prove a point. So at nationals, right? I had Christina do nationals. In my mind, it was without even question, she's getting a pro card. Like, you have girls that are in 50% soft. They never even dieted before in their entire fucking life. You got Christina coming up like an absolute samurai, where probably from the front could have been at any pro show. From the front, no problem, right? They were so hard on her, bro, on conditioning, moved her right to the end. I had to talk to Sandy afterwards. She said she was just too conditioned. Okay.
Yeah.
My thing, and you can get my thing on this, we talked about this in the DMs, I think. These girls were so fucking soft. So why are they that hard on a little bit too conditioned and less hard on you're fat and out of shape?
And then the follow-up question is there such thing, and I didn't know that there was, as too conditioned for figure?
Yeah, obviously.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, seriously.
Just
I didn't
from that
think
line,
that.
She sets the standard
Right.
in the women's division.
Yeah,
right?
true.
Like it or not.
No, yeah, you're not
she's the
lying.
one that
Yeah.
sets that standard. So if she says too conditioned,
But real quick, last thing, just a little extra. So when we walked up, she's like, "Oh yeah, you're the one that got the pro card, right?" That she wasn't. Tyler Manny did the overall. So when we walked up, I think Tyler likes soft girls. I'm just being honest with you. I think Sandy liked her because she was like, "Oh, you're the one," and she's like, "No, we didn't." Oh, she was like, "Oh, I didn't know how it was going to go." A little more backstory. So keep going. What do you got?
like I've never judged with Sandy, so I can't speak for that. Like when I watch streams and things, like I don't agree with Sandy. I
mean-
a lot of things, right? It's subjective,
True.
you know, and whatever they like that day.
Absolutely.
And then also, what does I don't agree with this, and I don't know that this is a fact. Like I said, I've never judged with Sandy.
Yeah.
I've never judged with Becky.
Yeah.
Like I've never sat beside Tyler to show.
Right.
Right. Like I've sat behind them. But sometimes you have to look at the group as a whole.
Yeah.
If somebody is an outlier, then it overstates what they have. Susie, great example. So far ahead in terms of conditioning. Now it's like, whoa. Right. But that's not what I don't want to send that message that that's what it should be.
No,
Okay. And again, this is me personally. You got to be careful with the way people interpret things too. Like that, I have to be so conditioned. I have to be so peeled. Again, this is just me personally. Think about all the stupid shit people do. How many diuretics can you do?
Dude,
How
my
much
gosh,
can you starve
dude.
yourself?
Yeah.
How much can you, to get that paper thin skin, to have those striations, to have those deep lines, to have all those things? Like, I think it's a good thing to say it's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too much.
I didn't even take diuretics.
And I
don't even
love
like-
I love conditioned athletes. I want to see, because like we talked about, like
Yeah. David does too.
you
So
killed yourself to get
Yes.
there. You
Absolutely.
busted your ass to get there.
Brink of death.
But you have to set.
But at
a
least
limit.
I totally respect that. I want them to go into more like health, all for fucking health. I'm the same thing. You talk about conservative. We are very conservative with Dustin. I'm conservative with all my athletes, whether we win shows. I understand that, right? People think we're doing something crazy, but it's not the PDs, okay?
Right.
But I think that there is. It's tough because I look at it as Christina should have won, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? It was that dominant where it was like fuck Christina though. But I feel like, do you think they made a point to her that were like, you know what, we can't reward that because if we do, then we're going to set the precedent that hey, you need to be that condition, and they're trying to go from. Do you think they're trying to go on a more healthy look of it?
And a health, yeah.
You know, maybe that's what it was. Because if you let's say you give Christina, give to Christina over, good. You're telling me everyone's not going to come in that shape now?
Look at Sid Gallion.
Yeah,
that's your standard.
yeah, but look at Jessica, Padilla.
But even in person,
peeled.
but you see her in person, she is peeled, but the lines aren't
Over grainy.
It's not. It's not like I've seen Jessica a couple times in person walking around backstage. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of a little bit soft.
Yeah.
And then she gets up on stage and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
Where did all that come from, right? They're the standard. Mm-hmm. So whatever conditioning that they bring, if you go beyond that, it's too much.
Exactly. Yeah.
And look up and down the lineup. Lola is another one who
she's
is
insane.
Incredible, right?
Yeah.
But she doesn't have those deep lines and that deep separation.
I mean,
so you can always fall back to whatever they tell you, Sandy, Tyler, Steve, whoever, go back to the top 5 at the Olympia.
Yeah.
Always.
And if you're beyond what that is, size-wise, conditioning-wise, presentation-wise, that is the standard.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're anything other than that, you're too much or too little.
Yeah. So she pretty much said, go eat a bunch of food and come back and get your pro card. They literally just said that straight up. But it kind of was sad because Sandy was literally like, yeah, you're the one that got the pro card, right? And like, no, but fuck off. Like, damn. All right, we're that close.
Right.
So I get it, man. And here's the thing is, in my experience, people watching this, Sandy and Tyler, they do this. I've seen them argue there. I get it. It's probably gets hard because you like this girl. Sandy likes this girl. In my experience, I've seen Sandy like the more conditioned athlete. She just does. And Tyler likes the softer athletes. So there is definitely a conflict of interest in that judging panel. Now, that's just what I personally seen judged. But I think it's fun, man. Like, and I do want to, like, we'll get into some other things. Like, Dustin, you have anything on that topic or are we good to move on?
You're good to move on, bro.
Cool. What are some of your pet peeves, man, that people do on stage? What do you not like?
Oh, I know a big one of his.
You should.
Go ahead.
I was going to say. The arm airplane pose. Everybody's up here, learn how to pose. Like,
there's enough posing
not
clinics.
that I'm like the king. When I was competing, there was plenty of times I was like, what happened? Right? Like, that looks garbage. It looks terrible.
It looks corny as shit.
It looks so stupid, right?
Yeah.
But and especially at an NPC level, I go up there and I see some things. And I'm just like, dude, what did you watch a video? Have you seen a picture of anybody?
Yeah.
Like, what are you looking at? Like men's physique's my favorite because you see everything.
Yeah.
Right? Like guys they're pinched up tight and they're like straight up and down, or their arms are like way up here.
Or they hit the front pose like this.
Yeah.
That's their front pose.
Or they like to stir the pot or jack off Casper. I fucking can't stand that shit. Will you fucking stop? It's annoying and it looks corny and it makes me want to rip your damn arm off and beat you with it. Yep. Cut that shit out. Set and stand like a statue. Yeah. Please.
Because judges don't like that shit, right? When they're moving around.
It's annoying. If you're in men's physique and you do a double bicep, front or back, I don't care, or transition, like, that's stupid. Okay.
We got hammered at that our first show, but yeah.
Favorite one right now that I see both pros in is the Aaron Banks thing.
Oh, the
cover their face.
the fucking the Dracula. I call it the Dracula.
So when I see that,
take your
I'm
cape
like,
and
that's so dumb. It looked dumb when he did.
I didn't like
It's
it.
Dumb now. Like, why are you doing that? Like everything you should be doing on stage, we should be presenting or setting yourself up to present the best you got.
Yeah. Exactly.
What does this do for you?
Well, people might think they're trying to show obliques or something.
Why?
Like they're trying to show my abs off. Look at my small waist.
It doesn't do anything for me. Anything I don't need to see dancing on stage. I don't want to see the same pose 5 times, just moving 5 different spots on the stage, which a lot of pros do, which drives me crazy too.
So you don't like the Nick Walker when he walks around and like hits a pose, muscular. You like routines.
That's a show. Bodybuilding is its own. in my opinion, bodybuilding, classic physique, they're their own things. Like that, that's a show, right? Like I want to see poses. I want to see, give me everything.
Confidence.
Okay.
Just I wanna
Right.
see it, man. Like let it go. Bikini, men's physique, wellness. I don't need to see you on stage for 5 minutes.
Okay, but check this one out. You know, we're coming up in St. Pete. We're 3 weeks out. Mr. Gilco tossed $3,000 of his own money for the first ever men's physique and bikini best poser award. So what are we supposed to do up there, Leo? Just fucking front, get the fuck off, or can I, like, what am I doing? Do I get a little freedom to pose? Like, what's happening here? And what's the criteria? What determines the winner? Who's determining the winner
Of the
best poser?
best, I don't know. I think they're
Probably
going to do some
Gilco,
kind
right?
of a voting.
Uh-huh.
I think there's going to be a vote, is what I heard.
Okay.
I don't know if it's voting from the crowd or they're going to do it online. I'm not sure.
Right.
I know it's going to be some kind of a vote that they're going to
Do you think?
Okay. But back to my previous question. What kind of freedoms are we going to get? What would that
There
look
is a
like?
way
What would that
to-
look like?
transition
Absolutely.
smoothly, right? There's a way to, if you're posing, right, and your arms are flailing out, you're doing all this all over the place, you're putting yourself in bad positions, you're contorting your body, doing all these things, right? You're not helping anything. Doesn't look good. If you're in men's physique and you're going to be a good poser means you're always showing a small waist, a wide top, a balanced bottom. Your hands are moving my eyes to your strengths. They're not taking you away.
Yep.
They're not leading you over here or over there or anything else. Like George Brown, the X-Man.
Yep.
That thing has been around forever, right? But it's simple, it's tight. What does it do? It draws the judge's eyes
Into
The
the
conditioning
chest.
right?
Contraction.
The conditioning. And if you ask George, he'll even tell you people do it wrong. He's coming to do it with width
Yep.
as well. So then again, you're creating a taper, you're creating a look based off of that transition and that pose. You know, you can simply move your arm, bring your hand into your abs or your core. That's going to draw my eyes to the obliques, to the abs. I've seen some really cool transition to the back where you're not rushing to turn to get to the back. You're taking your time and you're showing that width, not rushing, but not dragging it on for 5 minutes.
Right.
I don't need to see a bikini girl shrug her shoulder or shake her ass 5 times, turning around or walking to the back of the stage. Like, do things that are going to strengthen your presentation, that are going to make me be like, what's coming next? Like,
Okay. Yeah. Tell a story a little bit, maybe.
But it looks good, and you're always presenting
Yeah.
strong.
Okay. Perfect.
What fits the criteria and the vision?
Absolutely.
Hersky is beating in my head. Criteria. From the minute I see you to the minute you walk off the stage, all I'm thinking about is criteria. When you're doing your individual presentation, as soon as you start flailing, or you've done the same pose for the 5th time, or you've shaken your ass for the 100th time, you're the 20th girl that's done that. I don't care.
It got all
sorry.
do
It's
something
stale,
different.
right?
Let me ask you something. What do you think about winking? Do you get like, wow, that's a good confidence?
at me. Ha.
What do you get about that?
Little play on stage.
You think it's funny?
Yeah.
You think it's
when they flirt with
I
the
think it's
judge, kind of.
confidence.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, but like, it's not like it's not like do it tastefully, right?
Right,
Yeah.
for sure.
You can have some personality.
Like you just like, hey, what's up? Like little wink.
Like I think if somebody did that to me, like I would be like,
Damn, she's confident.
Okay,
bitch.
confident. All
Alright.
right.
I would laugh. It would make me laugh. Like, and I wouldn't be like, what a slut. Like that would never even
No,
cross my
it'd be
mind.
playful,
I'd
kind of like, oh shit, she's got some
This
confidence.
girl's
All
got
right,
something
she's
going on,
radiating
right?
some personality. I like
as soon
it.
as everybody's winking on stage, then it's like, that's stupid. Right?
All right, now I did see a show. I think it was actually recently. A guy did it. Okay. What do you think about that?
he better not wink at me.
I swear to fuck, it was a bodybuilder. He like winked and like turned around, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
I mean, so you got to think too.
Just fucking in the crowd.
I know.
If I have a personal relationship with somebody, Dustin goes up on stage and he gives me a wink.
That's
I'm
true.
gonna laugh. Like, right?
I'd give you a nod. I mean, who knows? Maybe a nod and a wink.
Whatever. Like, if you give me some kind of
Yeah.
like,
Are you gonna be a St. Pete?
I will be.
You're not expediting?
expediting.
Cool.
So, like, this is the thing. I think you said we'll get to this with the politics and
Yes.
stuff. Judges are people.
Yeah.
We have relationships with coaches. We have
Absolutely.
relationships with athletes. There's nothing wrong with that.
No. Yeah.
Like if me and you have a personal joke and you're up on stage in St. Pete or Tampa or something, and I'm down there and you're like,
And I give you that wink and nod that we know right here. Which if I see you down there, I'll be like,
if you give me like a little chicken wing, like I'm gonna laugh, right? Like that's fine. Like you have relationships. You're always gonna have relationships. It's not that.
yeah.
Oh, I came on Warrior Talk. Now everybody in Warrior Aesthetics gonna win.
No, exactly.
Listen, you don't think we
There's
haven't
bullshit
heard that
like
shit
that.
before?
We've heard that a lot, bro.
You
Hey.
We've heard that.
But you know what? It makes a difference because, and I've sent people to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I
thank you.
can't
And
coach,
Raven too. You
right?
said something
And
to Raven.
Raven.
Yep.
Appreciate you.
Why?
Always.
You're always at the shows.
Mm-hmm.
You're always backstage. You're always taking care of your athletes. Like you guys are involved. Like in my mind, like if I was competing, that's what I'm looking for.
Absolutely.
I don't know anything about your protocols.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're training, what you do macros. Like I don't know, but I see the commitment that you have, and I've seen it not just for one or two shows.
The
I've seen it for a couple
consistency.
years now, right?
Consistency.
So, of course, I have a relationship with you guys.
Yeah.
You guys are super entwined and super involved in Florida bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Why would I not have a relationship with you?
Right.
But does that mean that if you send one of your athletes up there, that I'm going to put them in first? No.
I honestly think that would, go the opposite way because you have some sort of an expectation of us. And so if our athlete goes up there and they don't fucking meet that expectation, it's like, oh yeah, go ahead, switch them out. You're like, fuck.
Leo knows that we bring good people, right? So when Leo,
And we bring conditioning. Too much.
Probably too much, and that's a good compliment. But he knows we bring good people. David knows we bring good people. Tim knows we bring good people for the division, right? So when our athletes slack off, you know it's not us. You know it's the fucking athlete. So you're twice as hard on them.
I was going to say it's a double-edged sword. Because I know you guys. I see athletes that you guys are training. I watch your stories on Instagram. I follow you guys. Like, if your athlete shows up less than I think they should be, they're probably going to get marked down.
Yeah.
Like it just
It works
because
opposite.
it's a double-edged sword,
Yeah.
right? Like, yeah, I know you. You know, I see athletes that you guys have on Instagram. Some of them I have I have spoken with several of them and have relationships with them. Not that I talk to them on the phone all the time, but if I see them at a show, I'll give them a hug or say hi or how's it going, stuff like that, right? And then I have an expectation. I reached out for Bree.
Yeah.
Put up the picture of Bree, and I DM'd you. I said, she looks great. Like that was, you guys are doing some good stuff, right? You're like, you need to go tell Bree.
Yeah.
So I went and told Bree, like, but does that mean that I'm going to put Bree in first the next time I see her?
Yeah.
No. But I'm going to expect her to look damn good.
Yeah.
And if she doesn't, then I'm going to be like,
Yeah. So
happened?
about that topic, like me and Brianna came as such a far way, man. So proud of Brianna. A lot of you guys don't know, like that girl had a lot of problems with like food. Like she was like a lot of body imaging things. She used to be really, really obese, let's be honest. And then she used to be really like skinny, like beyond skinny, like starved herself, didn't want to eat. So mentoring her into becoming the woman she is, dude, oh my God, so proud. And she almost like, people like that really encourage me because, she doesn't have the best genetics, but look at that fucking body, bro. Like there's no excuse now. You know what I'm saying? But I want to get back to the politics talk. People always are going to say politics exist, right? It's always going to happen. Politics, that go on because of politics. I don't think people understand how important judging means to these judges. I don't think people actually understand that. Like you have an expectation of yourself and you're competitive with like this judge and that judge, and you always want to be across the board, right? So go over it. Do politics exist? Are people getting BJs, bro, from the judges? Like, let's be honest. We've heard it all. Give us a rundown.
I mean, I don't see it personally. You know, I can't say for the history of bodybuilding, these things have never
The
happened.
history, yeah, for sure.
know
we
what
know
I'm
some
saying?
shit went down.
I can't even
Was there
say,
BJs or was there not BJs?
I can't say
For
in
placing.
in the last 20 years, I've heard all the same rumors that you guys
Yeah.
have. I've had people tell me things have happened
Mm-hmm.
for other people. Some of the things I've heard, those judges aren't even around anymore. So did it happen? Does it happen? Maybe.
But have we
I
ever
haven't
seen
come
it?
across it. I have never come across it.
Okay.
Anybody that I've judged with, you know, are people of integrity. Like this is important to them.
Yes.
Like I said, and this goes back to, you know, everything that the Florida judging panel, anybody involved with bodybuilding in Florida, look at all the free seminars we do. Running all over the place, supporting each other's shows, supporting athletes, supporting coaches. Like we are all heavily involved and care deeply about this. And newsflash, I don't get paid shit to do it. Right? Like that money's coming out of my pocket to drive down to Boca on a Saturday. Like we're going to Lakeland Friday, then I got to drive to Ocala Saturday. Like I'm not getting anything for that. Like it means something to me, and it means something to be, you know, impartial. Like don't look at me and say I made a decision because I'm friends with Matt.
Exactly.
Like that's bullshit. Now you're disrespecting all the work that I put in
To get there.
and
yeah.
the commitment that I've done. Like I said, like how many I've been to every show in Central Florida for the last 2 years, whether I had anything to do with it or not. You know, any pro show, I'm downloading that. I'm watching the live stream. I'm taking notes. I'm doing call outs on a piece of paper. Like I have notebooks I could have brought of doing that stuff. Like, don't you dare disrespect the work that I put in to get here. And not only that, like you think I'm going to throw all that away for, what are you going to give me? You're getting a plastic trophy out of it, maybe a few more clients. Like you ain't doing jack shit, $100, like $200, I don't know. Like, it ain't worth it. How many years have I invested doing this?
Right.
And I sure as shit don't want like Tyler calling me up and being like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, you know, I think they actually solved a lot of that because back in the day, you could have coached athletes and put them in the same show you judged. You could have been a posing coach for the same people that you're putting on stage. I think when they made that decision that, hey, if you're going to be a fucking judge, you can no longer compete and you can no longer coach. That was the best move that they made.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I had a girl, she lived out in Arizona, and I coached her out there, you know, away from everything. And then she's moved back to Florida, and she's like, I want to start working with you again. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I've put in, there's like a gray area where I could do it as long as I'm not involved in anything. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I just don't even want
To risk anything.
anything. I don't want one person to say, just think that I had anything to do with you participating. Right. Like, cause it doesn't, you know, rumors start, people talk shit, things get spread, whether they're true or not. So I don't even want to give anybody the idea that that is happening.
Let me ask you something. Okay. I think arguably there is a certain level of politics in the pro ranks, right? You can disagree, you cannot disagree, but in my opinion, right, the guy who could be this weekend, top two men's physique, what were they?
Juan Gochez and Anik.
Gochez and Anik, right? I think Gochez was, I don't think he should have won that show. That's just me. I don't think they had him winning. I don't know what happened, but whatever. Right. I think the other guy came in really conditioned, but it was Homeboy's fourth show. He got second 4 times. That was his 5th show. I think that they gave him the nod because he did so many shows. Do you think that there comes a point where, like, as a judge, you love Dustin. Dustin's so good, but you notice that Dustin's getting burnt out. This is his 5th time. He's gone second every time. This guy maybe could have won that show, but we want to see him in the Olympia. We know his body's getting burnt out. I'm going to give him that win. Do you think something like that exists?
I think, again, it kind of goes back a little bit. Regardless, there's 5 judges on a panel. Whatever I think about Dustin myself, he doesn't win because of me, right? It still takes
Collective effort.
a collective group to come to that decision. I'm a person, right? And if I've seen Dustin coming through and it's close, or we're splitting hairs over who's going to win this, can I say that some part of me won't be like, I kind of want Dustin to win?
Because you know it's his fault. He's done the work, you know?
I mean, because it's just human nature.
Right.
Right? It's not, I wouldn't go into a show saying Dustin's going to win this.
Of course.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Right? If it's like, man, I could flip a coin. Because there's conversations at the table. This guy looks better from the front. This guy looks better from the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you going to go?
Yeah. When
Right?
Anik or whatever got second, the whole crowd erupted.
Yeah.
They were all booing. They were all pissed because they had him in the middle. There was 5. They had him in the middle when they were doing their final comparison rounds, sent him over. And I actually think that Gochez looked really good.
He looked great.
But we talked about this. Homeboy was beating him.
So here's the thing, man, dude. Like I said, dude, you have to check this kid out. Anik, my God, he's got an amazing physique, really full, small waist, nice, broad, thick, freaking shoulders, good arms, chest. I think he's got the whole package, and he definitely could have won that. But essentially, I was listening to the judges give him his feedback, and because obviously they were wondering why they didn't win. And the judge stated that in prejudging, right, Juan was better conditioned. He had the shit, and then when they came over to finals, then Anik just had another level, but Juan didn't necessarily fall off or get worse.
Right.
So from the way they explained it was that if, from prejudging to finals, if he didn't get knocked off completely, that they were still going to give it to.
So I'll give you another example. So I was talking to one of the judges from the past Olympics.
Yeah.
Right? And Natalia and Sarah.
Yes. Oh, I would love to hear this one.
So in my mind, Natalia smokes her.
You think so?
In my mind.
Okay.
Okay. So I asked one of the judges, where did you guys go? Like, what was your thoughts? Like, how did you have it? Why did you have to this way? Why did you go, this? And, he kind of talked about, Natalia wasn't as full. She was a little bit smaller. And, Sarah came out big, full, taking up space, and it was unanimous across the panel.
Wow, it was.
Pre-judging.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
And then they came back for finals, and then everybody's saying we got to rejudge
Oh, shit.
because Natalia looks better. So then the argument was, well, you had a unanimous decision in prejudging. Sarah didn't fall off that much. Natalia came in better in finals.
Yeah.
I'm not going to rejudge the whole thing. So it sounds kind of like the same thing.
Exactly. Very similar.
Like,
that scenario is the same thing.
And again, I've judged with Steve. I haven't judged with Tyler. I haven't judged with Sandy. Those conversations are I don't have privy to how all that stuff goes. But things like that happen. Like, am I going to rejudge the whole thing? Well, no, because Natalia looks better, but we had Sarah dead to rights in the beginning. Like,
exactly.
She didn't fall off that much. Like, nothing.
You can't take
it at all.
Natalia comes back a little
She just came back better.
Yeah.
Right. So like things like that happen.
Yeah.
Well, we can go back to the bikini thing again. I had David, I thought for sure we were going to rejudge that class. I thought I had David talked into it. Well, he saw the one girl, Kylie, step out, and the first thing he says, she didn't improve. Like, her abs don't look better. She still isn't holding it. He's like, I'm not going to rejudge it.
Yeah, I actually agree with
because
that.
You already have, it's already set in their mind. This is what happened. So unless Sarah comes back like a fat pig in finals and then Natalia comes out, well, then of course.
For sure.
You can't let that go. You're going to rejudge it, right? So things like that come into play too. Maybe it's not necessarily like I want to see Gochez win. That's a perfect example. Right? He was better in prejudging.
He was.
We're not going to rejudge the entire show
because
this guy finally figured out how to peak.
Right.
He figured out how to peak too long. You got to look the entire time. This guy stayed consistent. He was weak in the beginning. We got better.
Yeah.
That's great.
But,
time it out.
100%. But what the point I'm trying to make is, there's in bikini, right? There's a lot of girls who get second. They look like not as good, look like shit by the show 5 or 6, but they get the win. So do you think that consistency makes the difference? Do you think that makes a difference?
It's familiarity. I think it does. Again, going back to human nature, it's the familiarity of seeing somebody over and over again. You're going to look at them harder.
Yeah.
Judges have egos, right?
You didn't listen to my feedback. And there was no improvement that you made specifically when I looked at you in the eye and you asked me, what can I do to be better? And I did not see you become better on that next showing. Sorry.
I'm hammering you.
Sorry.
Exactly.
Sucks.
Or the other way. I told you need to get fuller glutes.
Yeah.
You come back, everything else the same. You got the fuller glutes. Like, I'm going to reward that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And obviously you are showing up. You're putting in the work. You know, you're making the commitment. You're doing the things that I'm asking you to do. Like, human nature, you're going to reward that,
Absolutely.
right? It's not that, I'm biased that you're going to win. You know, you're doing the things that I'm asking you to do.
Yeah.
So there's familiarity there. Like, you're putting in the work, you're making things happen. And still we're talking about in any division, especially bikini, men's physique, take anybody in the top 5 and a small tweak here or there, you can swap them.
Or just a different judging panel. It'd be completely different.
Absolutely.
Some people just like them looks. You
Absolutely.
know, like me personally, I don't like Aaron Banks' look. I don't
either.
I think it should be like 5th call outs, just to be honest with you. Just the way he looks. I just don't like his shape. That doesn't mean that everyone doesn't like his shape.
Right.
I like Ari. I like even Ryan. I like Ryan. Brandon, I'm not a big friend of Brandon either. I think he's a little bit too thick, right? So I think every person has their own preference, right? And I do think though at the national level, like the judges, whether people say it or not, they want to see consistency. They want to see, hey, I went up to Leo after. He judged me. I said, hey, I need bigger shoulders. Or I just need to come in a little more fuller for the next show. 2 weeks later, you come in fuller, but there's also a girl who's battling you. It's fucking close. Who are you going to give the nod to? You're going to give the nod. If it's close, you're giving the nod to the girl that's shown consistency, that's busted their ass and because that's going to make for a good pro, right? You could take feedback and bring it back and knock it out of the park. Right. And now I'm giving the win to that one. So I've seen it done, a lot of times.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, you're the consistency. So, because it works the other way too, especially you get the IFBB. If you show up, you take second, and you come back the next time, and you're slightly off, I'm going to hammer you.
Yeah. 3rd,
Right?
5th, 7th.
But we see that all the time.
You do.
Because you're not consistent. You're not showing up and doing the things that you need to do. And that's fine. So what? You went from 3rd to 7th. Well, the next week, you could be right back up there and win the damn show.
But you understand that, PEDs do play a factor and burning your body out does play a factor.
Absolutely.
And if you've competed 6, 7, 8, 9 shows, you're not getting better after 9 shows. I'm sorry. Especially like an open bodybuilding. Maybe it's just
definitely not
gonna happen, bro. No. It's hard. So I feel like a lot of times what I see is that a girl gets second. And by that last show, they look the worst, but they get the win. Because if it was me and I know, let's say Ryan Terry, he's getting second, his being, but you see the potential, but you see him slowly getting worse, month. You're just burning his body out. Somebody will give him the win to be like, you know what, dude, go fucking relax, bro. Go work, see him the win.
You're gonna give him the win, or you're gonna tell him to fucking shut it down.
They're gonna give him the win, but sometimes people give the wins. Like I'm gonna be honest, man. Like there's a lot of shows that are like that.
Yeah, but
I
can't speak to that.
No, true.
If it's me, I'm saying,
bro, you gotta,
Same.
Because so here's the thing too. Like if I've given you feedback, and on your 5th show, you're still not meeting what I've asked you to do,
your body's shot.
That's your own damn fault. That's your coach's fault.
Yeah.
You guys aren't doing the things you need to do. If it didn't work the first 3 times, shut it down for a minute.
Exactly.
Go fix what needs to be fixed, and then come back and do it.
Yeah.
Like you can go on a 2-month reverse. Give your body take 3. It's a long ass season. You can hit an IFBB show damn near every men's physique bikini.
Oh yeah.
How many shows are there?
Yeah.
Like you.
And they keep bringing more.
And then exactly. So like, why are you running 5 or 6 shows?
I agree.
And I can't speak to why.
Because they want to go to Olympia. They want to get their pro card. They want these things, Leo.
No, I understand what the athlete is doing. I can't speak to why, why those things happen necessarily.
It's tough because you're so close, bro. We're talking about your second. Fuck, dude, one more show. I got to get to Olympia. One more show. Fuck, I want my pro card. One more show. Learning when to take that step back is truly hard as an athlete and as a coach because I want Dustin to go to Olympia. I want Raven to get a pro card. It's kind of hard when you're that close to stop and shut it off, but I get it, but let's just switch it up and let's have some fun here. So Olympia, right around the corner. We're in June already, man. Like it's coming
nuts.
up. Let's get our feedback, like our breakdown. Who's winning this Olympia? Because it is wide open right now. Who's winning?
We're talking just all
No, let's say top. Let's give our top 5 right now. Who's getting what place? Top 5.
division.
So
Men's open, bro. That's the only thing I really care about. Men's open.
So I'll be honest with you. I don't know names.
Oh,
See, that's what I was going to say. This is the first question that you got to ask him. What's your favorite division to judge?
I know this.
Classic.
Your favorite division to judge is classic. Okay, top 5 classic physique. Go in the Olympia. Who do you
It's
think?
gonna be Mike Summerfield.
Okay, number 1, Mike Summerfield. Got it. Number 1.
I think it.
Okay, where's Ruff sitting?
Terrence,
Ruff second.
second.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You gotta help me out.
Ramon.
He's
Dino.
gonna be in the top 5.
Yeah, he's probably
I
definitely.
think he probably.
What
he'll
about
probably be
Urs?
pushing-
You got
I don't
Urs.
like Urs.
You don't like
I'll
Urs?
tell you,
either.
I think Ramon and Terrence will probably be on that second, third. I
Okay.
think they'll be fighting it out there. Urs will be around the top 5. There's the kid from Spain.
The Mr. Shredded, the one that comes in peeled to the bone. I think I know who you're
Awesome.
talking
at
about.
the
Ridiculously
last
conditioning.
Olympia. Yeah, I mean phenomenal. I think that guy breaks into the top 5 this year.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The one that just competed.
Yeah, when he has his back double. and
Is that
his
the one that
legs are
just
like-
competed with like Terrence?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
guy?
Plays second to Terrence all the time.
Yeah, because his posing sucks.
Dude, yeah, exactly. Because when he poses, he tends to bring his legs in and he gets that fucking Y frame.
Yeah, he does.
And he doesn't bring his legs out. He pinches them,
Yeah.
bring them out to really give him that
Yep.
X.
Yep.
And so that freaking
Because his physique is fine. When I saw him at Olympia last year, I was like,
He was
Oh,
nuts.
who is this guy?
Yeah, they did
Like,
nasty.
You need to move him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So this kind of goes back to the favoritism or whatever, politics stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't pay attention to names. I don't care. Like,
You look at the
whoever
body.
shows up that day is who I'm looking at. What I'm studying, that's who I'm looking at. Like I don't have time.
Yeah.
Just to be honest, like to go out there and study like all the names because like I'm looking at bodybuilding like for a purpose and what I'm looking at, So
Right.
more like that. So back to open bodybuilding, like my heart says Derek, but my mind says Samson.
You think? You think Samson will get it?
What about Nick Walker? You don't. I mean, I know you don't really like
know
Nick
we
Walker
talked about
because
this.
I know because you don't like his structure. But I don't know. I mean, there are some new compounds that are out there that
He's on.
that he's on. He's on Redatrutide. Let's see if it pulls his waist in.
His
You don't know,
waist is still thick as
but
fuck.
you don't know. We
here's
still
the
have time.
Let's be honest here. Okay, Samson, when he won the Olympia,
Yeah.
was softer than shit. He was the softest Mr. Olympia probably in the past 20, 30 years. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really hard on him on that. I'm always going to be like that. But Derek was way off. He was small. He was off, right? If Nick Walker, his last package, right? The first pack, what was that? Pittsburgh. If he showed up at the Olympia, bro, I think Nick's got it, bro. If Samson's off and Derek's off.
So there's a lot of ifs.
Yeah. But I feel like
Last Olympia, bro, they were both off.
I feel like from Pittsburgh to Olympia, obviously Nick's going to continue to improve, but that gives his waist a little bit more opportunity to shrink. I'm not saying that it will,
Yeah.
but it gives him an opportunity to potentially see a little difference.
Like so I think you've got a super motivated Samson.
Oh
I
yeah.
think you're gonna have a super motivated Hottie.
Oh, is Hottie going to
Don't
make it to
count.
the fucking Olympia? Let's talk about that, Leo.
That's
Is he going to make it?
I'm not getting into politics with you two.
He knows.
Yeah, we're not going down
You know what?
that
Hey,
road.
I actually do want to, just for like real quick, I want to say, right, we're on the complete opposite side of the spectrum with no all love. I know. Listen, this is why I love bodybuilding so much. I think people need to fucking understand this, right? Bodybuilding is where the entire world comes together. I truly have never seen anybody at a bodybuilding show ever argue about politics because guess what? It doesn't fucking matter.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Exactly. So I actually hats off to you, and I have no problem with it.
Yeah. Again, I'm not going down this, but we're on the opposite. More people in the bodybuilding like align with you guys.
Yes.
And I hear it.
Yeah, I bet you do. Yeah,
actually
like fucking Leo.
Yeah, what do you post some motherfucker?
But it's like it's fun. Like
It's
people,
playful, right? It's
Like
playful.
if we're bullshitting, like I'm gonna laugh about it because it's not.
Yeah.
You know.
Because at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter, bro. Bodybuilding is a spot where we all come together. Like, seriously come together.
So I mean, you were a men's. Okay, go ahead. Because I'm going to change the subject. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. So I like Samson. I like Derek, Hottie. Like those three are.
Those two are unstoppable. Nick's
think
really
Nick
trying to
is in there.
see and break through and see where he fits in
If
there.
Nick comes in lights out and any of the three of those slip, Nick's going to jump.
For sure. What
sure,
about Martin?
right?
What do you think? Is Martin breaking the top
Like
five?
Martin, he just hasn't shown enough consistency over
soft.
time.
I mean, he was
You
fourth.
know what I mean?
Is he going to
He
stay
was.
there?
And again, I mean, you guys know anybody can win any day.
Dude, yeah.
We
yep.
learned that shit. Yeah,
Absolutely.
for years.
Because it doesn't take much for somebody to slip.
Nope.
To slip that much. And you're talking about at that level, everybody is amazing. And you're still kind of nitpicking. And there's still like I'm a shape guy, man. I'll always be, I want to see an awesome taper. I want to see that X frame. Like to me, that's everything.
That's why you like classic. You know, bodybuilding is, yes, of course. Like we're waiting. And the bodybuilding field is waiting. Our community is waiting for the next Phil Heath, for the next Ronnie Coleman. Who's going to go on a run? You know, like that's what I want to see. I don't like this. I don't like this shit, bro. Like I don't like the passing around the torch, man.
Yeah.
It's annoying. Like when Phil Heath won, was it 16th in the 16th Miss Olympia ever? 17th, 16th, 13th? Not a lot, guys. We're over like 20 now, man. There's been like every year is a new Miss Olympia. I don't personally, how do you guys feel about that? I don't like that shit.
I think this is the I think across the spectrum, just not in bodybuilding. Everybody has all these things that they want to be a part of and get their hands in and do, and there's not one thing that's the most important, right? Like Phil Heath, would you say Phil Heath cared about bodybuilding was it, man? He's going to go
That's all
there,
he
he's
wanted.
going to win, he's going to kill it, he's going to get it done,
Yeah.
right? And again, like I love Derek, newborn baby, starting his
New
own
gym.
business. You got a million other things going on. Like sometimes does he want to
His
be
new gym,
there,
I think.
right?
Yeah.
Like Samson hasn't consistently shown up with the conditioning side. The
Yeah.
guy, if you see him in person,
Bro,
is
can he just
like,
get conditioned, bro? He would
holy
beat
cow.
Phil Heath. He would
But
beat
even-
Ronnie Coleman.
So like I went to the Arnold and you saw it, like Derek, like insane conditioning, right? And he has a taper and he has the muscle and all that stuff. And Samson was off, but it was still like, damn, do you really like Samson is
The big guy.
impressive. Like he's got the shape, he's got the size. He doesn't consistently show up with the conditioning, but it's bodybuilding.
Yeah.
So the big guy, right? He has all these things.
You know? Hey,
So
if the elephant was
that's
the elephant's the biggest person in the jungle, but the lion's still the king, you know? So
Sure.
I think it's
Go to classic then.
that's true. I still think conditioning always wins, man. Like look at Phil Heath, bro. He never brought in off conditioning. Ever. Never. Look at even Sean Roden when he won. Why did he win? He was the sharpest, bro. He out sharpened him, right? Look at, I mean, I don't think Brandon deserved it. We'll go back in time. Like Jay Cutler, man. He was peeled to the bone. Ronnie Coleman. Bro, you could put grains of rice in his feathers and his glutes, bro. He's that fucking peeled. Then you look before that, you know, you got Dexter Jackson, peeled as shit. Then you got Dorian Yates. Bro, come on, man. Like that's conditioning.
So have you ever seen Hottie not on?
I love Hottie, bro. I think
Right?
Hottie, yeah, I love Hottie.
Like he shows up every time,
Every
just
time. Just peeled.
peeled out of his
I had Hottie winning last year.
mind. But
That's me.
if conditioning is the only factor, he wins every year.
Yeah, but he's also big and has a great. He honestly is really
Does,
good.
but he's,
you know,
Oh, I mean, yeah, he's phenomenal, but it's got to be more than just the conditioning. You know, the muscle has to come into play, like the shape has to come into play.
For sure.
All those things
Yeah,
have to come into
it's
play.
a whole
There has to be
entire-
a little bit of everything, right? Like,
so you know, I think with the age of social media, a lot of people are talking now, right? When Samson was going to the Olympia, everyone said shape. Milos, shape is perfect. He was gonna win. He's the Mr. Olympia. I don't like it, okay? Because it almost like you're a judge, you're human. Tyler's a judge. They're hearing all this. Shape. Okay, cool. Maybe we should go for shape this year. And that's what they did. They didn't go for conditioning, right? They went for shape. Now you set the precedent that you can be soft as shit and be Mr. Olympia. Mr. Olympia is the standard, bro. Like you have to come in shape. Like that is the bare minimum to be Mr. Olympia in my eyes.
but who could match? Let's just so conditioning, shape, and muscularity. We'll just say those are three,
Okay.
right? And who has the most of the three? Check off the boxes.
If
Right.
Derek was ready, yes, Derek.
Right. So, but so you have to check off the boxes, you know, because they're all in their own way. They're all incredible. They all have different. And you run down the top five. None of them are built the same.
Yeah.
Every one of them have a different structure, a different body type. they're all put together differently.
Yeah.
So it's not really apples to apples. So you have to come up with some criteria, right? And this is what I love about what Tyler's doing with the videos.
You can break it down.
Breaking down pose by pose. This is what I see. And the last one was great too, because he's like, I had Nick. Tyler had Nick. And Nick still took second. You know, it just shows, it goes again, there's a panel of judges. Everybody's looking at what they're looking at. Everybody's looking at different poses. There's different things that maybe they do favor. Maybe somebody's like, it's shape is going to be number one. That's going to take over for me. Another judge might say, well, I want the conditioning.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So all those things are going to factor. Plus, we're all talking. You know, I argue with Tursky all the time, right? I want him, you know, because we all think we're right.
Yeah, and you're passionate about what you're explaining.
This is what it is. So it's whoever has the most. Like I've sat at those tables, you know, not even judged myself, and just like shows I've worked and gotten the mix with some of the judges and been like,
Right.
dude, what are you talking about? Right. And they're just like, well, he's got the most, you know, nothing was perfect. Nothing was the best.
Yeah.
You know, you had three guys up there. One looked best from the front. One looked best from the back. The guy in the middle kind of had a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Right. So who are you going to pick?
It's got to be hard.
Yeah.
It's got to be hard because, and we're all humans, man. Like people think that these judges aren't studying bodybuilding all year long. Like you're going to have your favorite. You said your favorite was Samson. So even if he came in 70% condition, but he hits the muscle, he's got all the muscle. Let's be honest. Fucker's crazy. All the muscle, shape, best on stage.
Yep.
So if he hits those two, but he's not fully conditioned, you're still going to lean towards Samson.
Yep.
So I think that's what happened last year. Who did you have winning last year? Hottie, Samson, Derek.
Yeah, that was rough, man. When I was looking at everything, I mean, obviously I like a complete package, and I wanted Derek to win. I really did. It's just
I had money on Derek.
I know you did, but I didn't see it. I didn't see
it either. But no, the second you walked on stage, I think we all knew he wasn't winning. We knew that.
Yeah. But I don't know. So for me, Hottie, I fucking love Hottie. I love his conditioning. He has great size. I don't like his shape. I don't like his structure. That's just me. I like Samson's structure. He has an immaculate fucking X-frame and a very tiny waist. I love that shape. And if we were to see this motherfucker come in conditioned without any pizza or something, all right? Just dig a little bit, motherfucker. Let's see what you're capable of. I think that he would then prove everybody wrong. But I don't know.
But if he's not willing to do it,
but he might not be willing to do it, right? And maybe he needs to go over there and speak to Mr. Nick Walker.
That's true.
And go talk about some fucking, you already know.
Yeah.
And maybe he can stay away from that shit. Anyways, go ahead.
If anybody can make a run, who would you say it is?
You're talking about this year?
I'm just saying, like,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, a run.
I want to see somebody go on a
I got it right now. You throw Samson on Redatrutide, that motherfucker's reigning for like 4 years. Too easy. And I'm not even fucking playing. If you're listening right now, motherfucker, this is the new wave. If you get on that shit and you start surfing your bitch ass past the pizza, it's gonna happen, and you will be fucking Mr. Olympia for the next 4 years. I wouldn't doubt it.
Okay, so I gotta disagree. I think that if Derek shows up the same way he showed up when he won the Olympia, Samson's not touching him, bro. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. Like Samson has no glutes, right? He doesn't have a big enough back. He doesn't have a big enough hamstring. His side chest is horrible because he has no fucking hamstring. Like he's just not complete yet. Give him 2 years, fine. To me, I think Derek should have won last year if he came in shape. He fucked up. He knows he fucked up. He's got to get shit together. He should have won last year, and then he should have won for another 2 or 3 years. We should have seen a 4 or 5 time Mr. Olympia until Samson catches up. Once Samson catches up, bro, ain't no one touching Samson, bro. That's done. Game over. It's not gonna happen. That's exactly what he said. If he comes in shape, but he grows, think about it, he has not competed this year, right? He competed the Arnold, or lost with Arnold, then he's done after that.
Yeah.
Boy, that's 9 months to grow. He grows fast. Samson could do it.
I'm just saying.
Samson could do it.
Just making my prediction.
Yes. Do you know about Redatrutide?
I'm just making my prediction. If he fucking hops on that shit, that's mine.
Do you know about Redatrutide? Hold on to your fucking horses. Okay.
It's the new wave that's fucking coming. And let me tell you, it is actually pretty insane.
So what it is it's pretty much Ozempic, but on steroids, right? But except a little bit less appetite suppression, but more just all that shit. We put Dustin on it because I need a pro.
So what I wanted to do, what I wanted to do is I was researching this freaking peptide, right? And there's certain things that I didn't necessarily agree with, but I wanted to find out what the hell's going on. I was talking to Matt and we were kind of going on with things, and I'm like, look, I think this is going to be the new wave. I can fucking see it, and I know people are going to do it. Essentially, what this is doing is it's pulling away from the fact of making this a basically, I have to, no matter what, bodybuilding is full of suffering. You have to suffer, right? It is a suffering challenge, a competition of, I have to get into my mindset to get to this elite level of conditioning. There are a lot of people that just don't have it in them and that grit and intestinal fortitude to say no and put the fucking fork down. They just can't do it. So they will never reach that elite level of conditioning, ever. It's just not going to happen, not in the cards. They'll get to a certain point, they're going to fall off and fucking cheat, or they're going to quit and they're just not going to do it, right? This right here is allowing the opportunity for these people to then reach that elite level of conditioning by then shutting off the food noise. Turns it off.
Bro, you don't want to eat, bro.
No. It's not that you don't want to eat. Right. Okay, it's not that you don't, because you haven't taken it. Well, you are absolutely right.
Just saying.
You are absolutely right, because it is dosing dependent, and there are fucking idiots out there who don't know how to fucking dose it. Holla at your boy. Anyways, as long as you are in, again, right proper dosing, you are going to get all the benefits and the advantage of this freaking compound and none of the negative side effects. There are so many advantages to this fucking compound other than just shutting off the food noise that I just can't get into it. There's just too much. And if you want to know more about it, hit this fucking DM, because I got that fucking shit. It is the goodness. But again, so this is what it's doing. It's then opening the opportunity to reach those elite level of conditioning, right? Number one. So now we're going to have more competitors there, which is then, number two, going to make the level of competition that much fucking higher. It's just going to be a new addition, like fucking adding Clen. It's just...
So let me be a hypocrite.
Send it.
You don't think that cheapens your effort?
I would absolutely believe that. However, we are on fucking steroids.
I know.
I am on fucking gear.
Hypocritical.
Absolutely. I am on fucking gear.
Side, so.
Absolutely. And I totally agree with that, because I feel as though that took away a competitive advantage from the athletes who have the ability to fucking push past and really dive into the fucking trenches and hold the bull by its horns for as long as I fucking can. That was me. Yeah. I busted my ass. I got to the fucking brink of death as many fucking times as I could, right? And so now I'm seeing this and I'm like, dude, now it's fucking easy.
Yeah.
So I'm at peace. I'm not as angry. Yeah. I don't have food on my mind all the time. It's shut off. If I need to eat, I'm eating. My food is being intaken. I'm getting all the nutrients I need. And then on top of that, there are so many other benefits that are helping me even improve further. It's stupid. Like, and it's evolving. They're adding more shit to it, bro. It's fucking stupid, Leo.
Really is.
It's dumb.
You're gonna hear it. That's his rant, right? So when we first heard about this compound, we were super critical because I still don't like it. I'm just gonna be honest. If I had a red button that says, hey, I'm gonna delete this compound forever, I'm hitting that shit every time. You know why? Because I learned how to work with the athlete's mind, and I would teach Dustin, he already had it, but a lot of people, right? Alice, bro. I taught her to be a fucking warrior, right? Yeah. Many people I taught how to be fucking warriors, how to not to pick up the fucking fork, right? Now this compound has made it where you really don't really care about food, bro. Like you don't want food anymore. Yeah. It takes the hardest part out of it. So it makes it easier but I was telling him, right? It's here now. Yeah. When Clem first came out, bro, like clenbuterol is there. Yeah. Testosterone's there. Yeah. This is the new wave. And like Dustin said, it's almost like they're taking let's say they take a testosterone base, right? And then they're adding all these other compounds into it, but putting it in one. That's almost the same way they're doing with like an appetite suppressant. So like blood sugar control, boosting metabolism. Just there's really that's pretty much the bulk of it, right? But appetite suppressant is what just changes the game. So give us a rundown. Do you like it? We have 4% left. What do you feel about this product? Do you think it cheapens the game? Would you leave it? Would you take it away? Give us a rundown.
So I turned pro on like 300 milligrams of test, and 50 milligrams of Anavar. Right? Like, and I was the most conditioned guy on stage. Like that was what made me an IFBB pro. I could present and I come in peeled.
Yeah.
Like you said, that's my that's
Calling
my
card.
calling card. That's my super.
That was my competitive
That
advantage.
makes me
That
better
exactly.
than 99% of the people out there.
Mindset
And
was a
now
superpower.
But
now
it's
you're
gone.
gonna. I mean,
And now we're doing this. Superpower injection.
Yeah.
I had to take all the compounds in the IFBB. Like I didn't start taking anything else until I got into the IFBB, right? And even then, I was still mild. Like I don't know, it means something to me that's the road that I went.
Exactly.
And that's what, like, if you would have saw me in 2012 2013 when I started, you just said there's no fucking way this guy's gonna be an IFBB pro. Right? My very first show I ever did was 179 pounds on stage. Like I'm 6'1".
Yeah.
179, 6'1". Fuck, dude, you're a beast.
Get down to my last show in 2022, 6'1", 215 on stage. Like I did that. You know what? And this is what's great about this is why I love bodybuilding. I'm fucking better than you.
Right?
I did that. I love it when somebody tells me, "Oh, I could never do that." I'm like, "You're fucking right."
You are absolutely right. You
I
can't.
did that.
Yeah.
I did that, and you couldn't do that. You know,
Yeah. Those who say they can and those who say they can't
Absolutely.
are both normally right.
exactly.
It's a mindset.
Exactly. But I mean, you show up, you put in the work, you do this. It's here. People are going to use it. They're going to abuse it.
It's gonna happen.
It's going to go like anything, just like clan, just like anything else. It's going to be a part of it.
Why suffer for more? Why suffer for
that's
no
the
reason when your competition isn't suffering? You know, and if you're taking, let's be honest, you're taking trend, test, mass, clen, Winstrol, Proviron, you're taking HGH, you're taking Halo tested then, you're taking all this shit, you're taking EQ, whatever, you're taking all the shit. Why would you not take
What's a little
peptide to take out 90% of the battle?
I get it.
You know?
I get it. I get it totally.
I don't like it.
But
Red
here's the
button,
thing,
bitch.
too.
I'd push it. I
But
don't
here's
like
the
it.
thing, too.
But we have to get with the times. We
But
gotta
be
evolve.
smart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go talk to your doctor.
Exactly.
Yes.
Go talk to somebody who has knowledge. Don't be the dumbass that goes out on YouTube and looks
And
at,
just yes, please, gosh.
what's the dumbass that died 6
lot of
years
them.
ago?
I don't know.
No, there was a big one. down
Oh,
here in
Rich,
Florida.
you're talking about
Other one,
fucking
young guy.
Jesus. Yes, I know.
The younger
you know
guy,
who
or
you're
not the
talking
big
about.
dude?
He's the one who, oh my God, who the hell is he? I know who you're talking about.
doing
Why is he
YouTube
sick?
videos and
Yeah, he was
tearing
insane.
everybody apart,
Yeah.
doing all this shit. Like that's fucking stupid.
Floyd, not Floyd.
Boston Lloyd?
Boston Lloyd. Right?
Don't do that shit.
Yeah, he's an
Go
idiot.
talk to a doctor.
Yeah.
Go get with
Okay.
people that you know.
Leo, brother. Hey, you know, but we'll talk fucking forever. But
Oh my god,
Dude, this was an amazing freaking podcast. Thank
it
you
Yeah.
for coming out here and joining us on our podcast.
Yeah.
It was an amazing time. I think we got a lot of useful, valuable information
lot.
out there. You know, kind of like
Sophie, I do love you. I don't hate you.
yeah,
I know.
absolutely. It's just things to consider and potentially, I don't know, it's going to help you get better. But again, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you know when we're posting more of these videos. Comment, please. We love to see the comments out there and showing more support for us, and it helps with the algorithm. Until the next one. Much love and many blessings.
let's go.
Let's get it.
Thank you guys. Thank you
Yeah,
guys.
of course, brother. Let's go.